Makai-san, sorry, Joseph Makai. Okay, his project is Project 7, that is Research Your Topic. Research Your Topic. And the title is One Last Game. One Last Game. Toastmaster Joseph Makai. Big hand for him.
Oh man, it's already midnight. I got so much homework left to do. Alright, we'll only play one last game. Alright, one last game. After this one. Then it's homework time. Have you ever experienced the draw of video games? Perhaps like Corey, you've loved video games at a certain point in your time. Or maybe you have a relative and you've heard them say that expression, oh, just one last game, please, just one last game. So what is it about games that make us want to play them so much and so often? Well, I'm about to tell you why games are so addictive, why they're so engaging, and hopefully I can change your perception of what it means to play a game. Picture the last time you passed a game center on the way to the train station. Did you take a look inside? Did you see the wide range of ages of people inside the game center? In Japan, there's 19,000 game centers alone. And of those customers that go to the game center, 30% of them are over 60. Does that fit the normal perception of gamers? Over 60? There's got to be something to these games that's just so addicting. What do those people all have in common that are playing in the game centers? Like some suggestions. Anything.
Just to waste time.
So you think they're wasting time? They all have that in common. They're wasting time. Anything else?
No excitement.
No excitement in their lives?
Want to come back to child.
Pardon me?
Want to come back to child.
They want to come back to childhood. Actually, they're all hard at work. Did you hear me? They're all hard at work. Now, this may be a concept that doesn't make much sense when you first hear it. But the games people play are work without pay. All games are essentially unnecessary work. When we find a great job, we're engaged. We're constantly challenged. We feel like we're being pushed to our ability, but it's never so much that it overwhelms us and we want to quit. That's what games are. Games constantly encourage you, bit by bit, to improve your skills, to keep playing, and even when you fail, gamers are still optimistic. They never feel like, I failed once, I'm going to give up now. That is why the games people play are work without pay. Growing up, I spent a lot of time playing video games. Growing up, I also spent a lot of time playing video games with people that were way better than me at video games. Now, all of my closest friends, we had that in common. They all were better at video games than me. So, if the games people play are work without pay, my friends work their butts off. I admire that about all of my friends growing up. They were so dedicated to these games. And although it may seem like a waste of time to some people, it may seem like they don't have anything exciting going on in their lives, there's something about the blissful productivity a word or a term coined by the author Jane McGonigal. Now, blissful productivity, like I said with that great job, it's when you're constantly engaged, you're constantly challenged, and you feel like, I could go on like this forever. I feel like I'm constantly being challenged and put to the test. That blissful productivity is something that's so integral to games that it keeps us coming back to them. It's not a sense of, I'm bored, I have nothing to do, so I'll play a game and just passively sit by. That is TV watching. TV watching is a lot more passive because you can literally fall asleep while playing or watching TV and nothing changes. A video game, you have to pay very close attention to. You're constantly being challenged. You cannot play a game and, for example, have an argument with your spouse. Your spouse will get very angry at you and they'll think that you're not paying attention because it's fully engaging. You can, however, watch TV while having an argument with your spouse. There's I'm sure there's many conflicts out there with children, with parents, that when the TV is on, they're listening, but they're not really listening. That's not the case with games. They're constantly gripping you. They're constantly pulling you into the game world. So that's why the games people play are work without pay. So the next time you spot somebody wrapped up in their game, whether it be in a game center, on the train, maybe even at home, a family member or friend, maybe you'll think twice about telling them how much they're wasting their time, and instead think, they're working really hard. Now the toast.
Now we'll take 1 minute for the